Welcome to part one, Seeing the Big Picture of Assignment 7 and Mindful Leadership. My name is Alicia Collier. Why do we fail to see the big picture? I believe it's because of an addiction to technology, too many tasks scheduled in our day, and a general lack of focus. A quote that sums it up from our text, Mindful Leadership Finding the Space to Lead, says that participants often experience the early practice of sessions where iPhones and laptops are banned as addiction withdrawal. And the author is describing when she requires that participants of her mindful leadership sessions leave their cell phones off and put their laptops away, that participants show signs of withdrawal as they would from a chemical dependency, becoming angry and just not realizing how dependent they are on technology and how much time and how much of a distraction it is to being in the present moment. When I identified my priorities, I found them to be myself, my faith, my family, and my career. Those are the four areas that are most important to me and ones that I put above other tasks so that I can see my life progressing. If I don't focus on myself, the other three areas, they'll be lacking in some way. My faith gets me through tough times, and I found that I can rely on having a higher purpose to carry me when I'm having negative emotions. My family are the ones that are always going to be there for me and support me and celebrate my successes. And I just feel a sense of accomplishment when I excel in my career and I'm able to do well in that area. And I also learned through our text that training your mind through mindful leadership, meditations, reflections, and purposeful pauses can transform your organization and your community. And I found that it can also transform my life as well. Areas that I can make a difference at work, that's with my customers, by modeling the mission statements that we have at work, and that's to act as one and do the right thing every time. And also in my church community, by donating my time and my resources to causes that we have identified as being important to us. And a great quote from our text is that we need the kind of leadership excellence that creates a win-win-win. Good for the organization, good for the employees, and good for the community. I feel that my place of work exhibits that win-win-win relationship. And also I feel that my church community demonstrates those relationships as well, where everybody feels that they are gaining something from being involved with each other. And no one person is giving too much and no one person is taking too much from any situation. And have I reached my full potential? I would say no, because if I'm still alive, I'm still breathing, then I have not reached my full potential. I believe there's always something to learn, something to strive for, and an area that I can improve in. So I'm always working on myself, so to speak. A great quote from our text is that the life of the mind becomes a new frontier to explore. So there's always somewhere that I can do better. Um, I believe that I can be as great as what my idea of greatness is. And to me, that is living a good life, being kind to others, and making sure that I'm self sufficient in doing what I need to do to take care of myself and my responsibilities. I believe distractions are a roadblock to that type of greatness. Also, fear of the unknown, fear of what might or might not happen. So, I'm working really hard to reduce those by cutting down phone time, not focusing so much on emails and things like that, and just using those tips that we learn to be mindful and present. A great quote from the book is, as you experiment with embodying your practice, you quickly learn that a small change is often all that is necessary. So just by focusing less on my email and social media and having more confidence in my decisions, as long as I know I'm doing the right thing, um, then I can move forward without worrying. And reducing worry, I think, is a really big thing. It's a big step towards achieving our idea of greatness. And that concludes the first part of the presentation. We'll move on to part two. This is part two of assignment 7, the possible effects of mindfulness on organizational culture. Excuse me. I believe that focus has the ability to transform an organization and have a positive effect on it. When leaders are focused, they can implement strategies to reduce distractions. And I think that organizations can improve focus by requiring cellular devices to be stored away during meetings. That will go a long way in reducing distractions and possibly increase the effectiveness, of the meetings so that the participants will get the information they need on that first meeting. And a great quote from the text states that mindful leadership practices train the mind to notice when it wanders away from the present moment and learn how to work with the wandering mind by redirecting your attention back to the present. And I think the getting rid of cellular devices would help with that a lot. And clarity as a transformational principle for organizations. They can improve clarity by taking 10 minutes per day to identify redundant tasks in the workday, because when leaders improve their clarity, they can identify issues and opportunities within the organization. And a great quote from the text that focuses on that is, learning to stop long enough to notice when you are stuck in a model. That develops our ability to see clearly what is here. And that will be great for organizations because they can identify possible issues with workflows and opportunities that may have been missed to generate more profit or just become a smoother operation. Creativity as a transformational principle, a way to implement opportunities for creativity is to allocate time for creative brainstorming as a group or for individual employees so that they can possibly come up with new ideas. Because when leaders explore their creativity, innovative ideas may be developed. And a quote from our text that goes along with that is that creative solutions and ideas have a better chance of arising when the mind is not constantly busy with to-do lists. Compassion as a transformational principle could be implemented for organizations by creating teams dedicated to serving a cause in the community where employees are able to look beyond themselves and serve others. Because when leaders show compassion, teams may be inspired to achieve more at workplace or in their own lives. Um, and cultivating compassion begins with self-compassion. We see our own suffering and extend that kindness to others, as our text tells us. And leading through mindfulness overall can be implemented by everyone being empowered to demonstrate a leadership fundamental, be that creativity, clarity, focus, or compassion, because the text tells us that what you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you are going to make. And each employee can do that. Each employee is a leader, just waiting to be empowered to demonstrate that. And that concludes part 2 of assignment 7.